Yes. Make sure you log on to doggiediamondsnofilter.com, my official website. On there, you'll find videos that you might have missed, as well as ways to get in contact with me, as well as the social media and my store. You can shop for all the merch. Anything pertaining to Doggie Diamonds is on that website, doggiediamondsnofilter.com. That is my official website. All my content goes on doggiediamondsnofilter.com. Make sure you go to that website on the daily. Maybe you say, damn, did he upload a new thing to YouTube? I don't even know. It's right on doggiediamondsnofilter.com, as well as the audio version of the podcast as well. If you're an audio lover, if you like to listen to audio, make sure you go to doggiediamondsnofilter.com. If you're not subscribed on Apple Podcasts, as well as Spotify, all of those links is right in the description box. But make sure you log on to doggiediamondsnofilter.com. Listen, have you heard about my $100 promo deal? If you haven't heard about it, let me give you some details on why you should take this deal right here. First and foremost, the promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV, as well as the Interlude TV. And that's the Insta stories, the YouTube community, the threads, the Facebook, the Twitter accounts. I could promote whatever you need in front of over 500,000 people. But as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products. Just contact me at Doggie Diamonds on Twitter. At Doggie Diamonds on Twitter. I don't care if it's your t-shirts, your YouTube, your merch, your music, your video, whatever it is that you need to promote and you need to get it in front of people, I can assist you with that. But just make sure you contact me at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram or Twitter, wherever it is. But I prefer Instagram, but you must be Cash App ready. Let's go. Yes, you know what you're here for. You know why you hit the like button. Did you hit the like button? Did you hit the like button?
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, you know why you here. And if you hit the like button, salute to you. If you didn't, get on that like. The best graphic, the best intro music, the best. I think I got the best voice too. You know, I'm built for this. I did a deep dive today. I want to show y'all something. Bring y'all up to speed on something that you might have missed in the culture. You might have heard about it, but I'm going to give you a little playback of it. But let's get some shout outs to the people who's in the building. We got Raymond London here. We got Lowway Entertainment. We got Jason Jones. Wildris Wolf is in the building. Anthony Mitchell is here. Inf is a member. NFNT at WRN $ is a member. We got Young Yala in here. Rashonda Greer. Holy Ghost Rider is here. We got P in the building. A-Child, I see you. Midwest Staple, what's up? Blaze 777, what's up? CEO Falcone, I see you. Michael Coy, we got Goo Roach in the building, one of the moderators. We got Neltron 8000 in the building. Big Lou, I see you. Star Power Music Label, I see you. Rizzo 27, I see you. Yu-Gi-Oh Realm, I see you. Randolph Manor, what's up? Disrupting Reality NYC, I see you. Chico, Low, 914. Octavius Green is in the building. Reggie T.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Dion Cook, what's up? Stacks, Return. Chief, red hair, brown eyes, I see you. Big Ma, I see you as well. That's another moderator. We got the Only Meta Gold in the building. Make sure you hit that like button. That like button is essential. Hit it. Hit the like button. And when you hit the like button, that let other people know we're here. They could come join us. We can have a nice packed house. Nice dope conversation as I'm going to bring to you tonight, as I bring to you on the daily. But I need you to hit that like button. It's very, very important. Dizzo Dixon, I see you. Dondre, what's up? Mersington, what's up? The Kitchen Clothes Podcast is in the building. Yes.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yeah, it got to be on beat when I hit that. Cooking dinner. That's right. Cook that dinner. Make sure them babies is tucked in. Hopefully you did your homework with your children. Shy Northside, I see you. What's up? Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. It's important. And if you're listening to this on the audio version, shout out to you if you're on Apple Podcasts. If you are on Spotify Podcasts, if you're on Apple Podcasts, whatever you're listening to me on, shout out to you. And I got to give a shout out to two places that's very, very instrumental in our culture. I don't know if y'all familiar with them, but I got to give out a shout out to two places. And without these places, a lot of us wouldn't have the views, like, and the following we got. and it's forums, aka message boards. But I'm gonna shout out the forums. First of all, shout out to Boxed In. Without Boxed In, a lot of people wouldn't be nothing. So you owe Boxed In. Shout out to Boxed In. For real, Boxed In been around, they might be 20 in. They might have a dub in at least 15. So shout out to boxedin.com. Also, shout out to the Coliseum. They all went from SOHH forum. One day they decided to shut their forum down. Everybody was on SOHH forum. They shut their forum down on them. Man, them dudes rallied and created the Coliseum. So shout out to the Coli.com too. Listen, without them forums, listen, man, a lot of this wouldn't go the way it's going because they support, they post people stuff, they leave comments. Sometimes the comments ain't great, but for the most part, they support. And they definitely held me down over the years from the Forbes DVD days to Doggie Diamonds TV to the Come Up days. So shout out to boxedin.com and the Coli. I definitely got to give them they props. You know what I'm saying? So whether you on both forums or you on one or the other, shout out to them because they've been holding the culture down for years and they deserve a lot. Them brothers on there, them sisters on there, the moderators, everybody been holding the culture down. And I don't hear them getting mentioned, and they need to get mentioned for real, because the boxed in, the Coli, you ain't up on that. You a damn fool. So for real. But the like button is available. Make sure you hit that like button. So reason why I'm doing this show tonight, because shout out to Max B. I think he has 10 months left, probably 9 now. And I see a lot of people on the wave. Now, a lot of people been on the wave, no pun intended, of Max B since he became the vigilante. They know the vigilante Max B. But I want to go prior to he became the vigilante, the Silver Surfer, when a lot of people wasn't jacking him for a specific reason. Not that he lacked the talent, not that he wasn't dope, but a lot of people didn't want to support Max B openly and publicly. So, shout out to Jim Jones. Shout out to my brother, Mel Matrix. Shout out to his brother, my brother, Spooky, a.k.a. Rob Murder. Shout out to Chalk Your Body, Marcus Garvey, Jefferson, BK, Bed-Stuy. They call it Red-Stuy. I call it Bed-Stuy. But shout out to them. Shout out to Bird Gang. Whether we talking about the OG Bird Gang, we talking about Max B, Stack Bundles, Shooter, No, Mel Matrix, Rob Murder. It's a lot of people that made that Bird Gang thing what it is. And they don't get enough credit as well. And that was a big thing in New York City, and I loved it. I love G's Up. I love Baby Girl. I love MOB Mixtape. I just loved it. Shout out to Sin City. It was a lot of people that was around making that thing go because we had Dipset, but something was going on with Dipset that we didn't know. And then this Bird Gang thing emerged, and it was fire. It was fire, and it had the city on fire. Now, for anybody who might come in the chat and have your affinity for Max B and try to say, Max B this, Max B that, you can't tell me that because I stood next to Max B when nobody wanted to, and that's what we gonna go into tonight. So don't try to be no fair weather Max B fan. Now you on the wave and you fuck with the vigilante when after the beef. I'm talking about prior to the beef. Because whether we like it or not, Jim Jones put Max B on. What happened after that? It could have went how it went, but we have to always say, if it wasn't for Jim Jones, we might not have heard Max B. And I love G's Up, Pete Rock on the beat. I love Baby Girl. I love Pin the Tail on the Donkey. I love all of that. I love the MOB mixtape. Especially when they rhyme to Above the Law. Black Superman. Go listen to that after this show. So I knew about Max B being a part of Bird Gang. I knew about Bird Gang because, like I said, they from the Sty. They had Stacks from Far Rock. They had Max B from Harlem, Jim from Harlem. But a lot of the Bird Gang soldiers was from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. This is a fact. So I seen a lot of my people that I knew from the Sty a part of this. So I thought it was dope. They was putting out powerful music. It was a powerful movement in New York City. I don't know what that is, but get up out of here. It was a powerful movement in New York City. Something was going different, though, after a while. And I remember I was doing a come-up DVD at the time, and Jordan Tower called me. He said, shout out to Jordan Tower. He called me and said, yo, we interviewing Max B tonight. I said, okay, cool. I said, I like some of his stuff. I listened to some of his stuff. He said, yo, but he got some stuff he want to get off his chest. Myself, Jordan Tower, and Rec went somewhere in Harlem and interviewed Max B. But as I'm interviewing Max B, this is the first interview. Many people don't know. The first interview I did with Max B, he was apprehensive to say something was wrong. He just kept saying they blackballing me. They got me in the background. And I'm like, who? If you look at the first interview, I kept saying, who? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? The footage made it to DVD, but it went on WorldStar. At this particular time, WorldStar was on fire. So I'm taking y'all to the WorldStar Forbes DVD on Smash Days. This is not the I look like a boss, I sound like a boss. This is not that interview. It's the first interview. The first interview. The first interview. See, many of y'all don't know it was an interview prior to the famous one. He was elusive. He didn't say what was going on in the interview. So I'm like, what's up? He wouldn't say really. So even after the interview was over, he didn't really say what the problem was. But I know that it hit WorldStar. It did numbers. It did millions. It did some crazy numbers. Time went on. I know that it was a problem. It was grumblings. I heard Jim Jones wasn't happy with that footage. I didn't know why. I didn't know Jim and Max was having issues. I didn't know. So as time was coming around, Fendi called me. And I said, what's up? He said, yo, I want you to interview Max. Max ready to go in. I said, Max ready to go in on what? He said, Jim Jones. I said, word, what happened? He said, yo, he gonna tell you everything. I was like, wow, what the hell happened? He said, yo, he just ready to go in. I said, cool, where Jordan at? He said, Jordan say he not messing with it because he ain't trying to get involved with all that Jim Jones stuff. I'm gonna pause right there. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Before that Max B interview was done, the one that y'all know of me, people were afraid to interview Max B. Many people were afraid to interview Max B because after that, this is the interview right here that y'all know that's popular. This is the one that's very, very popular. Before I did this interview, people were afraid to interview Max B because they was getting ran down on. I'm just keep it real with y'all. They was running down on people. They was terrorizing people. Max was having grumblings behind the scenes. In that interview, people was getting their ass whooped. And just be real with you. People were scared. Nobody wouldn't play Max B music. Nobody wouldn't interview him. He couldn't get on no DVDs, nothing. He couldn't get on nothing. So when Fendi called me to do it, he said Jordan didn't want to do it because it was some grumblings with Jim Jones, and I ain't gonna front, they was getting busy. Say what you want about any of them dudes, they was getting busy in the street. They was handling they handled throughout New York City. But it was really my Brooklyn brothers. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, it's just footage. I'm going. I went to Harlem. I don't have Mac's number. I'm talking to Fendi. He's talking to Max. So I go to Harlem. I'm looking for Max B. I go right to his block. I think he was on 133rd at the time. No, I went to 140th. I went to 140th. Where's Max? So I'm calling Fendi back. I had a Trio cell phone. My carrier was Verizon. I didn't have a BlackBerry. I didn't have Flip. It was a Trio. So I called Fendi. Yo, where he at? He's like, I don't know. Just wait for him. Okay. So I'm standing there in front of the building, the address. I turn around. It's a hill coming up. It's a hill. All I see is a guy walking over the horizon of the hill and his hair blowing in the wind. And he looked like Preach. He looked like Preach. You know who Preach is. He looked like Preacher walking down the block. So I turn around and I'm like, who this Superfly dude walking down the block? It's Max, hair blowing in the wind. I'm like, oh, it's up. This about to be epic. First of all, he got his hair out. So at that particular time, we keep it real, dudes. But shout out to DJ Quick and a lot of them brothers on the West Coast. A lot of them didn't have their hair out. He walking with his hair out and the wind flapping. I'm like, up is up. He's in rare form. So the way he looking, this about to be crazy. He looking like Preach walking down the block. So as soon as he come down the block, you know he told, what's up, daddy? I'm like, yo, what up? You ready? He said, yeah. Dame Grease pulls up. So I'm like, oh shit, Grease here. I didn't know the correlation with him and Grease. I didn't know Grease was doing the music. I know Grease for doing music for Dipset, of course, Get At Me Dog and all that, but I didn't know that him and Max was working together. French Montana is nowhere in this picture. Don't get it twisted. This had nothing to do with French Montana. So as I'm about to do the interview, he's like, you ready? So you hear me talking and you hear, and from there, this was the classic that y'all got from that day. This is the classic that y'all got from that day that many people still talk about to this day. But reason why this is important that I'm saying this, nobody wanted to talk to this man. He couldn't get on no DVDs. He couldn't get on nothing. And when I did this with him, then everybody jumped on the wave and tried to do footage. But I did this at a time where it was a possibility you was going to get your ass whooped if you put him on camera. It was that real. And the shit, Priest was his name.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Doggie Diamonds. I had to put this Max B interview on my channel because it's all over the internet. Many people ate well off it for years since it came out, but I had to bring it back home to remind people that I did this interview. And thank you to everybody out there who feel like this is the greatest interview of all time, or definitely top 3 or number 1, whatever wherever you rank it. I'm thankful and I'm grateful that I'm even in the standing of greatness in a lot of people's minds. But the funny thing about this interview too is that this interview was never in HD. This was the second interview that I did with Max B for the Come Up DVD. The first one, he was alluding that he was having problems and issues, and I was trying to ask him, what's the problem? What's wrong? He was just like, yo, they blackballing me. He didn't say who he was talking about, so I was kind of confused. I didn't know he didn't have any issues and problems. So when they called me, Fendi called me and said, do you want to interview Max B again? I said, sure. I said, but I don't have the camera. I just got to just grab the camera I got and go do it. So we was real concerned that the footage wasn't going to be in HD. It wasn't going to match the rest of the DVD. It wasn't going to look good. But then by the time we sat down and watched the content of the interview, we was like, holy, we might have a classic interview here. And it ain't even HD. So it didn't even matter what the camera work looked like because the content was so rich. And this was Max B in rare form. One day I'll give the backstory of like
which I'm
how
doing right now.
the interview, what happened before the interview. And just to let you know, when this interview ended, we supposed to ride around Harlem. Man, we lost contact. The day was just so crazy, we lost contact. But shout out to Max B. Shout out to Big Fendi. The views expressed in this video do not reflect the thoughts of Doggie Diamonds. I was just doing my journalistic things. As you could see, you know what I'm saying? I tried to ask him, how could it all end? He answered how he answered. So shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Love here. Peace. Doggie Diamonds.
So right now, a lot of people probably say, Max, when does it end between you and the situation with them? When do you, like, what ends the situation? What makes you just say
somebody gotta die?
Listen to this.
The ads came up. So, all right. So reason why I'm doing that as well, reason why I'm putting that out there, because I did interview Max B, right? I did interview Max B. In that part of the interview where he says somebody gotta die, I say, you don't mean that. See, in a lot of interviews I did do a lot of beef interviews in my life, but I always try to find an out in the interview. I never egg beef on. Now I watch people egg beef on and keep it going. I always try to find a way to squash it. But he said what he said. You know what I'm saying? But after he said that, I said, you don't mean that, Max. Then he explained. Now, reason why this is important. And shout out to Max B. He should be home soon. I don't like the fact how everybody showing him love. People showing him love now when they didn't want to show him no love. Now it's cool to show him love. If you had showed him love then, maybe he wouldn't be in the position that he in to do what he did to get money to just get out there. But it take you to do something heinous. It take you to do something you have no business doing for everybody to love you. He always just wanted his music to come out. So I think it's I'm happy he's being embraced commercially. I'm happy he's being embraced on platforms, but I did it when it wasn't cool. I did it when nobody wasn't gonna rock with him. I took a chance doing this. So this interview comes out. Now the streets is crazy. This is on DVD. I don't know if y'all know, back then the street DVDs ran the culture. I'm a part of that. But then I brought it to the internet. It got crazy outside. There's a confrontation between Max B and Jim Jones where they fight. Y'all saw that on World Star where Max B talk about the fight. So you know the backstory of Max B's case. So what happens is Max B gets arrested. Jim Jones bail him out. But I'm hearing allegedly one of the conditions of him bailing him out is him signing all his rights over to Jim Jones. Which I probably wouldn't have did that. But you know, when you in there and you desperate to get out, you do desperate things. Now, y'all beefing, but he owns all your rights. So he has the right whether your music come out or not. So now Max B does this interview. It's crazy in the streets. And a lot of things that y'all might not know. Allegedly, I ain't gonna put that out there, but Mel Matrix has a confrontation with Max B. Free my brother Mel Matrix. Free Max. Free all of them. But a lot of people don't know that Mel actually has a confrontation with Max B in Harlem. Max B, I asked him about Mel Matrix in the interview. He said, Mel is not a big fish. I'm not going after Mel. I want the big dog. Bed-Stuy, again, it's my hood. I went over there to see the brothers. Mel tells me he had on the Bird Gang chain. I took it. That's what he tells me. Not only does he tell me that, he tells me a funny story where Max was coming in his building and he says he hopped out from the back of the stairs like Bishop and Juice and was like, give me that. Now, reason why that's so deep, a lot of y'all don't know, Mel Matrix recorded a Max B diss to Kool G Rap on the Run. And what y'all don't know, to give y'all some backstory, I filmed it in Bed-Stuy, right on Marcus Garvey. I'm just giving y'all the backstory. It was up in the streets. This was the interview. I mean, it was an interview, but it also was a freestyle.
I mean, you spoke. You always
that
spoke
he
highly
did
of Mel. Like you said, that was your dude and all that. Like, what's your relationship with him like right now?
Man, listen what I'm saying, man. Anybody who was down with Jim, no disrespect to Mel. I ain't got nothing against them niggas on that. Like, them niggas don't even, like, you know what I'm saying? My shit is with the big fish, dog. I'm with the big sharks. Mel's not a big fish, he is.
I'm gonna take it back. I play with live and direct on ForbesDVD.com. Y'all about to get something. About to get some
Bird Gang, I'm talking about. I niggas know the problem. Cabo gave me the green light. Niggas was fool. I'm talking about, look.
They not the niggas cool for yo.
Yo, we out here mobbing, man. That niggas got a problem, that niggas get stepped on, man.
Come on,
look,
let's go get these niggas, man.
Look, it's on the pop and shop, pick up the black snub. All black attire when I throw on the black gloves. Blood, why the fuck these niggas stunting for? I know they pussy, why they acting like they want it for? Nah, I can really go through a block. I can really mash up and I can shoot off some shots. Boom, boom, look, but if I kill them, will they tell? Will they run to the D? Say his name was Murder Man.
Woo! That's my brother right there, man. Shout out to Mel Matrix, man. But listen to that. That's called Mel Matrix on the Run. So I'm going to be real with y'all. It was up in the streets. Yo, it was up in the streets. It was up in the streets. And again, I filmed this. You could ask a lot of people. A lot of people don't get to go on that block and hang with them. A lot of people don't get to go on that block and pull out a camera. A lot of people don't get to go on that block and pull out a camera. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Spooky. That's my bro right there. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Vex. Shout out to Fool Banger. Mel Matrix on the Run. I filmed that. And that was just spur of the moment. Just went out there. So it was up on the streets. And a lot of y'all didn't know that. Then it was a confrontation because somehow French Montana gets into it. One thing French Montana did that I didn't like is when somebody asked him, why does he have beef with Jim Jones? He blamed Max B. I didn't like that. He said because Max said something about Jim and he was standing with him. No, the reason why French and Jim had beef is because the Cocaine City thing, the Rucker Park thing. Let's just clear that up. And they cool now, but let's not clear that up. That had nothing to do with Max. French and Jim had their own thing, and it just so happened that Max had his thing with Jim. Dame Grease was doing music for French, and that brought that together. And plus, French had a DVD, a big outlet, Cocaine City. So it's up. It's up in the streets. One time, Jim was in the studio. French, Max and them heard he was in the studio. They ran down to the studio. They ran down at the studio. They caught Jim slipping at the studio. That was a whole thing. That was on World Star. So it was up in the streets. But New York City, free Nuke too. Shout out to my man Nuke. Shout out to Nuke. Shout out to Nuke. Free my guy Nuke too. You know what I'm saying? I listen, I knew all parties involved. Shout out to Arliss Michaels too. That's my bro. Free Nuke. It was so crazy because it was warring factions, but I knew everybody. But I knew for a fact that shit was crazy in the streets of NY City. It was crazy. It was a lot of fights. It was bloodshed. There was a lot going on. Reason why I'm making this, I'm happy for Max. I hope that him and Jim, they made incredible music together. I hope they could see past the bullshit. I hope that Jim having his heart to forgive some of the disrespect and just get back to the greater good of the situation for the culture. If he don't, I understand it. Max B said a lot about his wife, his woman. True or false, he still, no women, no children. That's where we come from. So when he said something about his woman, that kind of changed everything. That's when it got crazy. Now, I want y'all to know something. Y'all have to know this. To this day, in some situations, if you mention Max B to Jim Jones, he ain't receptive. You could look at any interview. If you mention Max B to Jim Jones, sometimes he'll chuckle it off, but at one point, I'm going to be real with you, if you mention Max B to Jim Jones, in that time, you might have got punched in your mouth. I'm just being real with you. You might have got stole on. But you have a guy named Doggie Diamonds who never feared nothing or nobody. And in the streets, I asked Jim Jones about Max B. And I think I was the first and only one to get away with it. First and only one to ask him about Max B, and he didn't get mad. And if you don't believe me, and you think I'm capping, I got the proof right here. Here we go.
Can't cop the cars with no rules when it gets sunny.
That record right there. What made you finally say something about certain situations?
About what situation?
Well, a lot of people took the perception as you were talking about Max on that record.
Why would they do that?
Because you said at the end, I shouldn't have bailed your bum ass out of jail. That's why. That's why. Right or wrong?
I was just popping shit,
right.
And I was just talking. I'm just saying what I'm just giving people. I was just talking to the people like, it always hurts when somebody bites the hand that feed them, but.
So could that situation be reconciled with you and him? Could y'all ever sit down and just because y'all made incredible music together.
Listen.
For the love of the music.
Listen.
Let them know.
No.
So, and a lot of people want to know for future references, what line do a nigga cross to make you never fuck with him again? What line is that? So,
just when you integrity, you a bum ass nigga. Like, you a bum ass nigga. You just a bum ass nigga. Smell me, you don't know no better, man. And you a bottom feeder. You like the nigga that peel gum off the bottom of tables and shit like that. Nigga take anything. Smell me?
That's what it is. So
you dig?
I'm here with.
Would you like eating used bubble gum?
Huh? What'd you say?
Would you like chewing used bubble gum?
Hell no, I ain't never.
What type of niggas these niggas is? Chew used bubble gum ass niggas.
So the project, so the project that you had with him, you still got it, or you gonna hold
what?
The project? Did you ever have a project with Max?
Yeah.
That was a solo project of his.
It's there.
So what they gotta pay to get that from?
It's somewhere on the shelf.
All right, and I don't think a lot of people know Stack was an animal.
So yeah, show and prove. We show and prove. At that time, we doing this outside. We gonna ask whatever we want to ask. And he answered. He answered it, and I respected the fact that he answered it. He didn't get mad. He didn't, because I'm telling y'all, go look at footage of him asking. That's why I always will have love and reverence and respect for Jim Jones, because he always treated me with respect. Always showed me love. And that's out there. You could go watch that interview too. It's on Forbes DVD channel. So for people who don't understand the culture, who's just coming in the culture, who don't know who's who and who do what and who did what, that sometimes you're able to sit in the seat that you sit in. You're welcome. There was a time in this culture you had to be outside. You had to be in the streets. You had to go in the trenches. You had to go in enemy territory. You had to go in places where you might not have been welcome. But for the love of the culture and the footage, you did it. And sometimes you got your footage and you ran. Sometimes you got your footage and it wasn't all that comfortable. But you did it. And when you love the culture, you protect the culture and you do what you got to do for the culture, because at the end of the day, I service y'all. I get the footage for y'all. I ask the questions that y'all want to know. Ask the questions y'all wanted to know. Ask the questions, and I can't have no fear in asking these questions. I can't worry about whether somebody going to swing on me. I can't worry about somebody going to do that. That's what y'all want to know. So if I'm a representative for you, ain't no getting around nobody being a friend and kikiing and all that. Yo, you got to do that. You got to do that. Straight up. These interviews are not new. I've always walked around this culture and got utmost amount of respect. Always been around. Always been out there. Jim Jones did a lot in this culture. That's why I show him his respect, whether we like it or not. Is a point in time where Dipset wasn't flying anymore. And this dude comes out with Ballin'. And that shit just changed everything. And for the dude that came in here and said, I'm copying somebody, how could I copy anybody that I predate? Cut it out. I'm the first. I'm the first. And I never said nobody was copying me, because a lot of my brothers that come from DVDs, although I might not get along with them, although they're weird, and although they talk shit about me, they know what I did in this culture. And they know that it was tough. And I commend them. Again, I don't like a lot of those dudes because they don't like me. I never spoke bad about them first, but they speak bad about me. But I respect anybody that knew how to edit, that was filming, that was taking this content and putting it on DVD. I respect them. And I ain't never get run out of no studio session. I ain't never get smacked. I ain't never been intimidated. I just always stood on man time with everybody. So all the brothers who come from the DVD era, who transformed and transferred all their footage from DVD to the internet, to YouTube, I'm always going to have a little reverence in my heart for you. Although you might act like a bitch, although you might say whack shit or corny shit, and you attack me, but you know what I did. You know you look up to me. You know that you watched me. You know that I inspired you, and you might inspire me as well. But we in a day and age where us DVD dudes can't even see how we should stick together, because when we was running around in the streets, these dudes is trying to rap. Now the rappers is trying to be us. But we don't stick together and say, yo, hold on, we got to band together and do this, that, and the third, because the rappers trying to take what we built. Instead, they want to attack me. You want to attack him. You want to attack him. You want to attack the content creators when it was us against the rappers. Do you know at one point it was the DVD dudes against the rappers? It was us against the rappers. I remember I used to call Freeze, yo, Freeze, we over here. We just come get this footage. Shout out to Jordan Tower, very, very important to the culture. Don't ever get that twisted. I know y'all might see some of the stuff he do now and say he this, that, and the third, but Jordan Tower is very, very, very important to hip-hop culture. Very important to what I do. Anytime somebody believe in you more than you might have believed in yourself, or see something in you that's great, you got to give them their props, no matter where y'all stand. No matter where y'all stand. Shout out to any of them dudes that was out there with a camera, that was editing, that was doing the footage, that was doing that, all that shit. Shout out to y'all. Again, I gotta respect y'all because the shit wasn't easy. Logging footage, rendering footage, putting the music to it. It wasn't easy, and y'all did it, and now y'all on the internet. You know, it's kind of a hard pivot for some. Some people got it, some people don't. But I realize some people who don't got it are disgruntled and they just want to talk. They just want to talk. What me and Rec did for the culture, there's 2 dudes from Brooklyn nobody believed in. We turned this shit upside down. For that, I'm going to be forever remember that. For that, I'm going to forever remember what we did. Forbes DVD is legendary. Although I went on to do my thing, he does his thing, can never take away from what we did. Can never take that. They can never take that from us, ever. That's forever. Nobody wanted to mess with Max B. To see the fake love he get now, it's just funny to me. But I love it, though, because I'm happy for him, though. I'm happy that he was a talented guy that deserved to get his recognition by everybody. I like the fact that he deserved to get his recognition. I just wish he got his recognition when it mattered the most, because maybe he wouldn't be in the situation he in. The point I'm making to y'all tonight is that give people their props. Give people their just due, because look what happens. Look what happens. We pass away. We get sick. We go to jail. All these things happen. And then some people wonder what could have been. That don't mean you didn't put in the effort. That means the effort wasn't recognized. The effort wasn't respected. And then when you're gone, or then when you're not in a situation, everybody want to say how great you are, but what does that matter when you've been in jail for 15 years, when you've been in jail for 20 years, when you've been in jail and you did some dumb shit because you're just trying to survive? Everybody's in survival mode. Everybody's in a mode where you're trying to stay in a situation to where you're trying to, and all you really want to do is get your talent out. We got blackballing. We got people stopping. We got people who will go on YouTube and make a whole YouTube video about you trying to shit on your efforts like you didn't put in no efforts. I don't mind when people talk about me because you're supposed to. You know why? Because I'm the king. Kings always get spoken about. I know my power. I know what I possess. I know what I could do. But I play the long game. I'm a strategist. Believe it or not, I'm a strategist. I know what I got. I know what I possess. I know what I could do. I'm a strategist. Talk about me. Please, be negative. Because I know it hurts you to be positive. I know it hurts you to say, yo, he this, that, and the third. But I got your DMs, though. Got your DMs. Got your DMs. I got your DMs saying how important I was, how important I am. See, when you're dealing with people with mental illness and you're dealing with people who's bipolar, you don't know how they're going to wake up. You don't know what they're going through. Their child support might have went up. Their lights might be off. They might have a roach problem. You just never know what people are going through. So I understand sometimes how people wake up and they want to lash out. I get it. I understand. Sometimes I used to be angry. I used to be mad too. But when you grow up and you become a man and you realize you are your problem, when you are a person who controls your destiny, and talking shit about somebody else is never going to help you, especially somebody that you really admire, is kind of, it is what it is. For the culture, I would like to see Max B and Jim Jones do some music. I would like to see Max B, French, and Jim Jones do some music. I just want to hear what it sounds like. I just want to hear what they would do. Some things we have to do for the fans. Some things we don't want to do for the fans because it's too far gone. I will admit that I'm guilty of that as well too. So sometimes when you ask me what happened with this person, would you collaborate with this person? And I'm like emphatically no, because some things just went too far and it can't be repaired. I'm a unforgiving person. I'm just keep it real with you. When you go too far, I don't forgive you. But everybody riding the wave. Everybody talk about Max will be home and all that. Nah. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of weird. It take you to act out for people to like you. It take you to be an idiot. It take you to be a vigilante. Max told me, if you watch that interview, you say, I didn't want to be like this. I don't want to be no vigilante. I don't want to go in on nobody. Because whether you like it or not, that interview started what we see today. The trolling, the outspoken, not caring, the no filter. That's what started that, because prior to that, there was really none of that. Shout out to Maserati Fox. He was another live wire. Bangum Smurf, another live wire. Hell Rel. It's certain people that when you interviewed them, you knew you was about to get content gold, because they wasn't going to hold nothing back. They was going to say whatever was on their mind. You knew you was going to get content gold. You knew that. So if you was around for this time, you know what the city was like. You knew what you was gonna wake up and see World Star and Forbes DVD and all the websites that carried this, that the hiphopbeef.com, the This Is 50. You knew what it was gonna be like. You knew that New York City was wild. You knew New York City was wild. The DVD era was wild. The mixtape era was wild. And I said the other day on the show that I did, is hip hop over? That shit was so instrumental to our culture, the DVDs. Now we get footage in real time, but I don't really see nobody really pushing the envelope with the content. It's too many interviews. Let's be real with you. It's too many interviews. I'm going to keep it real. And that sound kind of crazy coming from me. There's too many interviews. It's not enough behind the scenes footage. It's not enough studio footage. It's not just dudes just sitting, kicking it, chilling, and letting you in on the culture. It's too much Q&A. Too much Q&A, and not good Q&A too. I'm going to keep it real. A lot of the interviews is not really that good. And I could say that. They're tolerable, they're watchable, because what else do you have? But they're not great. I don't see anybody besides some outlets that's divulging information that you never heard before. It's all rehashed shit. So what happened to the DVD dudes showing their cars and dudes showing some jewelry, or dudes showing? That's what the DVDs was. That's what we was trying to bring to the internet. It wasn't about no interviews. It wasn't about no interviews. It was about, yo, where you at? Yo, I'm in my crib. I'm here chilling. Yo, I got this beat I'm about to write to. That's what it was. That's what footage was. And I'm going to be real with you. I still got a lot of it that y'all never saw. I still got a lot of it that y'all never saw. And that's what I'm going to bring to y'all. I promise you. I'm going to bring you stuff you never saw before. Just moments where you like, hold on, ain't that such and such, such and such, and such and such? When the hell was this? Because I was there. I was outside. I captured a lot. And I didn't show y'all a lot, because it was always something that I was just working towards. But now it's just time to clear the votes. I'm telling you, I promise you. It's a lot on these tapes that I just never showed y'all before. But when I do, I need it to be received. I don't need to drop footage that nobody is seeing. I don't need to drop footage that nobody, shout out to Tanya Niles for the Cash App. I appreciate you. I need it to be received. I need it to be shared. I need it to be liked. I need them comments, because if it ain't going to be received, then I might as well save it for something else. But I'm telling you, I got shit you never saw before. Another thing that bothered me, I'm going to be real with you. I got to say this because regardless to what, this is my peer. One day I went to Sub-Zero channel and I see Sub-Zero dropping all this footage that I never saw before. And this footage you're never going to see again. Besides that, he dropped it. And I seen 300 views, and I seen 500 views, and I seen 1,000 views. And I was very, very discouraged. I'm like, Freeze dropping the votes, and the people ain't receiving it. It discouraged me. I'm going to keep it real with you. There's people with good footage out there. Freeze got excellent footage. Freeze got excellent footage. Don't let that man put out that content and it's not being received, because those days, you're never getting that back. You're never getting that back. You're not going to see stack bundles no more. You're not going to see Chinks. You're not going to see Maserati Fox. You're not going to see Nipsey. You're not going to see a lot of these guys no more. You're not going to see them in rare form. You're not going to see them just not interviews. You're not going to see how they carried themselves, how they was out and about. But some of us got that. Some of us got that. And y'all love to say, this is corny, that's corny, this ain't that. But a lot of us got that. And if you want it, when we put it out there, it has to be received. I got Prodigy interviews, Prodigy shit I never dropped. I'm telling you, I got shit you never saw. But what I'm not gonna do is be begging for like shares. And then you got people who don't create content that you gravitate towards. If you want gossip, you got places where there's gossip at. If you want industry shit, you got places where you got people who gonna talk sun, moon, stars, quasars and shit. If you want vintage shit, it's some of us that got vintage shit. We got futuristic shit. We got a lot of shit. But at the end of the day, it's some of us got shit that you never, ever are going to see that's cultural. I found a 211 interview the other day. Rest in peace to Badass. I found a Badass interview I did. Badass. I forgot Badass is deceased. Forgot Badass. See, this is what I'm saying. I forgot. And the only reason why I never dropped the footage then, because we always was working on the DVD and different things was happening. But I got it. I got it. Rest in peace, Badass. Shout out to the whole West Coast. Happy belated birthday to my brother Glasses Malone. Although I wished him a happy birthday publicly. That's my brother right there, G Malone. That's my guy right there. Shout out to the West Coast. Love the West Coast. Shout out to the West Coast. But I would like to see Max B come home, prosper, get back in tune with what's going on, do great music. And whether you like Jim Jones or you don't like Jim Jones, he's been consistent. Kept that bird in the air. I know a lot of people don't want to admit it. You know, we love Cam, we love all that, but Jim Jones kept that bird in the air. When Jim Jones was rising, Cam fell back. Jewels fell back. Jim Jones was still putting out music. So, regardless of how you feel about anybody, remember, the music is the most important thing. And sometimes he might put out a project you don't like, or she might put out a project you don't like, but they might be feeling their way. They might be trying to find their way through it. The music is the most important thing. Every project might not be for you. This project might not be your favorite project, but then he might come back with another one after that. Consistency is key. Consistency is key. And believe it or not, Jim Jones helped a lot of people. A lot of people I know from Jim Jones. I know some guys' antics outside of the booth, outside of the videos, make us feel away. But you got to remember, that's what makes them them. That's what makes them them. How many people would say Game is the #1 rapper on the West Coast if he didn't have those antics? Because we can't act like he can't rap. We can't act like he not super nice, but he does things that make you say, he get on my nerves. But you can't act like that. He don't got classics. Can't act like he don't got classics. The Game? Truth be told, one of the best beat pickers in the culture. Rap like an East Coast dude. But some of the things that he did outside of the booth make you say, he get on my nerves. He's always trolling. Yes, The Game. Jason Taylor. Got classics. Can't front on him. I got unreleased Game footage. Me and him was in a club. Seriously. I said seriously, not serious. But regardless, it's up to us to do more things in this culture, for this culture. And remember, it's been a beef culture. This didn't start with Kendrick and Drake. And I'm telling you, when Max B and Jim Jones was beefing, it was up in them streets. It was up in them streets. But y'all got more power than y'all think. I know y'all don't think y'all got a lot of power. I know y'all think that you don't really have control, but you really do. You control who likes our videos. You control a lot. But you got to stick together, and you got to band together with like minds. If you like something, find the people who fuck with what you fuck with. Seriously. Yo, every time I say seriously, you don't mind your business. Okay. This is what I got to deal with. This is what I got to deal with. Even Jay-Z, he says, stunting to the max. I'm so wavy. Wiz Khalifa, I ain't gonna front, Wiz Khalifa always pay homage to Max B. Wiz Khalifa always paid homage to Max B. And whether you like it or not, let's keep it real. Max B really couldn't sing. But neither could TJ Swan, rest in peace. But it's not about if you can sing, if you could, you ain't gotta be Luther. You ain't gotta be Luther. Would you go back in the streets and do an interview? Nah, I don't really like rappers too much the way I used to. I have a love-hate relationship with interviews. Too many people do them. A lot of them suck, and people watch them. So, there's too many people redoing the same thing over and over. And then if I do an interview with him, he gonna go on this platform and this platform and this platform and this platform, and they all are gonna say the same thing. One thing about myself, Freeze, Smack, Fendi, when we used to do interviews, we used to try to get the exclusive. And if you said this on his DVD, I really couldn't ask you that because it would be biting. It would be biting. So we was not on no biting shit. You know what I'm saying? we wasn't biting. We was never on no biting. No, he said that on that DVD. Nah, I need that exclusive. That's what it was all about. Now, people will directly ask a question that I ask and be like, I need that for my platform. So just fuck. And then you don't pay homage. You act like you just sat there and thought of my intellectual property. You understand what I'm saying? And like my cousin said, I don't ask incriminating questions. People have said stuff and I cut that out. Nah, we ain't doing that. Ain't nobody gonna say, yo, I'm in prison because of him. Nah, we not doing that. But what I would do, I would like to go back into some studio sessions. I would like to chill with somebody for a day, eat, just kick it. I like that kind of content. But again, it's up to y'all to receive it. It's up to y'all to share it. It's up for y'all to like it. It's up to y'all. Y'all have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what we gonna find out? It's like we I don't want to I don't want to talk bad about nobody. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But what I'm saying is that, look how when you don't get your just due, when you could get it, you do something stupid and you in prison, then everybody love you, but you in jail. Everybody talking about free to wave, but when he was locked down on Jim Jones Island, nobody was saying free to wave. Niggas was scared. That's my point. What if dudes was saying free to wave, free Max B from Jim Jones when he was out? Instead, they was scared. I'm telling you, they was shook. All y'all niggas was shook. It was only a few of us that would interview Max B. Don't front now like you been on that wave, and don't front. Y'all was scared. Y'all was scared. A lot of y'all. Don't front. I'm happy that he's interacting with more platforms. I'm happy that he's getting his just due. I'm happy that everybody is saying his name, but y'all was scared. Y'all wasn't putting him in no magazines, no websites, no DVDs. It was only a couple of us. Y'all was scared because y'all was getting ran down on. Don't front. Don't act like it was all love. Because if it was all love, maybe he wouldn't have did no dumb shit to be where he at today. That's the point that I'm saying. They love you when you die heinously. They love you when you in prison. But they only love you when you in prison. Sometimes when you a rat. If you snitch and you told, it's the story. Has nothing to do with that. If you bodied something, allegedly, or you didn't, or whatever, you caught up in that, they love you. If you die heinously, they love you. You don't really see too many rest in peace Big Puns because he died of health-related complications. They don't even pay homage. They don't even pay homage to one of the forefathers and founders of West Coast music, Eazy-E. They give Dr. Dre more props than they give Eazy-E. Because Eazy-E died allegedly from something that's shameful. But if he had a guy smoked in the hood, everybody be saying how great he is. Let's not forget, all of that shit is the house that Eazy-E built. Let's not forget. First nigga we saw with a Jerry curl. All of that is from Ruthless. All of that. Snoop, everybody's from the Eazy-E tree. But who says rest in peace to Eazy-E? Why? Because he didn't die heinously. You got people who say, Big L was the greatest. Big L was this big. But they can't even tell you 3 Big L records. They can't even tell you 3 Big L records. They don't have Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. They don't know about him on You Nasty. They don't know about him, AG and Lord Finesse rapping. They don't know nothing about that. But they know him and Jay-Z freestyle and how Jay-Z Jay-Z wouldn't be this if Big L was still here. Cap. Frank TV, I appreciate you. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Sunshine Shine. They don't even talk about Eazy-E. We ain't talking about Eazy-E. Come on, man. The culture. Come on, man. But Eazy-E. So, but if he had passed away in a drive-by or getting jacked or some of that, everybody would be Eazy-E, Eazy-E, Eazy-E. Just really think about that. You got to die heinously for them to even say rest in peace to you. People act like pun didn't even exist. And I'm not talking about you fans. I'm talking about the culture. I'm talking about the culture. It once was... Hold on. I got this. Hold on.
It once was a girl from around the way. Easy.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. You understand what I'm saying? We have to. I think that's why I like G Perico so much. He remind me of Easy. He had the Jerry curl, and he keeping that West Coast sound. That's why I think I like G Perico so much. Seriously. But we have to hold on to this shit. Phife Dawg as well. Rest in peace to Phife. And again, if we don't keep them and keep their name alive, even the new people that's coming in the culture, this shit over, man. This shit is over. Shout out to Problem too. I got a Problem. Problem renamed itself, but I can't remember what his new name is. Is that's not who Jay Worthy is? What's Problem new name, y'all? If y'all could remember. What's Problem name? Problem changed his name from Problem to I think his government name, but I know Problem too. Shout out to 211 too. That's my dude. Shout out to J.O. Felony. That's my guy. I'm telling you, my West Coast love is up. Shout out to Mitchie Slick. There you go. Jason Martin. There we go. Shout out to Problem. So with that, man, I just wanted to tell y'all, shout out to y'all. Just came on to do this quick tidbit real quick, even though it was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. I just want to do something really quick. But what a time to be alive in the culture. This is the World Star culture. This is the Forbes DVD culture. This is the DVD culture. If you was around for that, you know what New York City was like. It was just so great. So many dope DVDs coming out. So much dope mixtapes coming out. And it kept us on our toes. Shout out to West Coast Cam, too. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. How Cam the nicest and the most consistent from Harlem, and Cam ain't dropped no music in how long? You gotta be honest. Anyway, let me get up out of here. Until next time, I'm Doggie Diamonds. Let me do some tidbits really quick. I want to work. Oh, Eric Sermon did a joint with Eazy-E. Feel the beat, being the gangster is so neat. I think Eric Sermon did the beat, but that was a rework. Even Little Eazy-E had a dope song produced by a nephew called I'm From Compton. Look that up. You know what I'm saying? But yo, shout out to y'all. I got to do a few little things really, really quick. And yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here working hard. I just wanted to give y'all a little rundown so y'all know, listen, some of us been in this for a minute. We could take you back to places that nobody can talk to you about. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Another question. Is the ASAP mob over? I'm starting to see there's a lot of people is not calling themselves ASAP no more. I think Ferg is Ferg now. I think his name is 12 now instead of 12E. Is ASAP Mob over? Leave me a comment below because I want to know about that. Why? Oh, shout out to ASAP Yams. That was my dude, man. Shout out to ASAP Yams. Maybe one day I'll tell my ASAP Yams story. Shout out to ASAP Yams. Me and ASAP Yams go back to message boards. A message board by the name of The Board. And his name on there was Steve Arelli. That was his name on there, Steve Arelli. And we go back from to message boards. We used to be on message boards together. And he knew my name and he knew me. And one day I was at a XXL party. He like, yo, Doggie Diamonds, what's up? So who are you? He's like, yo, Steve Arelli. I said, yo, what up? He said, yeah, I'm ASAP Yams. Hey, you ASAP Yams? I said, yo, that's crazy. I said, yo. But he kept telling me he had a group from Harlem that he was putting together. I'm like, Steve Arelli, you ASAP Yams? He said, yeah. I was like, wow. Like, that's crap. I'm like, yo, my dude from the message boards is ASAP Yams? He was like, yo, because he loved Max B as well. And that's why this story, you know, it comes back in because he had the hair. He just had the birthmark on his face. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to ASAP Yams. Very, very instrumental. ASAP Yams was my guy, Steve Arelli, from a message board. And he was from Harlem, and he knew who I was, and I didn't know who he was. But I'm like, yo, who you? That was a night we was in XXL party, and I was with Liaison and D Chambers. This is how Brooklyn I am. Shout out to Liaison and D Chambers. I'm not down with them. They was NYB. This around the time that T-Rex and Math Hoffa was beefing. So Liaison and Chambers is together in the spot. So I think Chambers or Liaison, I don't know which two, was like, yo, there go T-Rex in them. They was deep. Because Harlem was in the building. You had my man ASAP there. You had Dougie Fresh Sons. Vado and Cam was performing. Because remember, Vado wasn't on the XXL freshman cover. Everybody was beefing why he wasn't on the cover. But they let him perform at a XXL show, giving y'all hip-hop history real quick. And T-Rex and it was deep. And it was just D Chambers and Liaison. And I was there, and I was like, fuck that, I'm with y'all, Brooklyn. whatever they want to do. Whatever they want to do, I'm with y'all. Fuck that, we Brooklyn. I ain't watching my Brooklyn dudes fight, and I ain't jumping in. That ass, you could ask Liaison and D Chambers if you see them. Or if you talk to them. I remember that shit like that. I'm like, yo, fuck that. We from Brooklyn. Y'all fight, I fight. I wasn't even down with them. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, fuck that. Ain't nobody from Brooklyn getting jumped. If I'm around, it would have jumped me too, but I'd have left with somebody's ear in my mouth or somebody, I'd have bit somebody's nose off. But I was just like, yo, fuck that. I ain't even, I was cool with them. I knew them, but I was like, yo, fuck that. They deep, so what? Because that's all the type of time I've been on. Like, I don't care if it's 10 dudes. Anybody can tell you, I don't care if it's 10 dudes. I ain't running. I ain't scared. Y'all just going to have to whoop my ass. I don't care. I just ain't scared. Never been. But I was like, yo, we Brooklyn. They come over here with that shit, we is up. So shout out to D Chambers and Liaison for that. Leah, remember, hold on, let me see if I could get Liaison on the phone. That's how real I'm gonna keep it. Let me see if I could get Lee on the phone. He might be at work. Shout out to Liaison. That's my guy though. Let me see if I could get him on the phone. Watch him answer after the fact. I wonder if he remember this story though. Come on, Lee, answer.
Yo.
Lee, what's good? I'm live on YouTube, right? So I'm telling a story. Do you remember this story? The XXL party.
Yeah. When Vado and them was performing at forget what fucking venue that was.
Yeah, and remember
That
we
was a while ago.
saw Rex in them.
Mm-hmm.
What type of time I was on?
Oh no, you was I mean, you know, respect to them dudes, but there was a little friction or whatever that was going on or whatever at the time, and you was just on some yo. It's good.
Where we from?
The line or whatever, if it go down or whatever, I'm with you.
Right.
You know, if anything go down.
Right. But I was just telling the people because I was talking about some old stories about how Harlem, and I was just saying what double XL. I brought up Vado, and I was like, yo, I seen Liaison, and because I was talking about ASAP. Remember ASAP Yams was there, but nobody knew who he really was yet. You didn't even know he was there, right?
Nah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That shit was so long ago, man.
But I got a memory. I never smoked reefer in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was just talking about you. Shout out, it's my guy Liaison right here. Make sure. What's your gram too? Let them know your gram.
Oh, at Myers Society, MIERSSOCIETY.
This my guy right here. Oh yeah, we supposed to do something too, yo. Let's I'll build with you later on. Make sure let's get that out before the year's out.
Definitely, brother.
Yep, later on. Peace. Yep. Telling you, listen, if you crew, if you ain't crew, you from my borough, nah. I ain't going back to Brooklyn like, yo, they jumped them niggas. Some Harlem niggas jumped them. Some Queens niggas jumped them. Some Bronx niggas jumped them. And I just stood there. We Brooklyn first. We sort that shit back out when we get around the way or around your way or whatever. We Brooklyn first. That's the type of time I'm on. You know what I'm saying? But that's an impromptu story. He didn't even know I was calling him and shit. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I'm not going to never watch my borough go anywhere and get into it. And I ain't, who? Nah, be Brooklyn. That's just always been me. I'm Brooklyn, I got a problem when it comes to Brooklyn. I'm Brooklyn biased, y'all know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, shout out to them. Oh, before I go, Brooklyn Hands is the homie. He has an issue right now. He has stage 4 cancer. And in the community. Matter of fact, the first pinned comment on here will be his GoFundMe. He has stage 4 cancer. Brooklyn Hands. He has stage 4 cancer, and he needs the help of the people. Brooklyn Hands did a lot for the culture, did a lot in battle rap as well. Damn, he just need our assistance. So I would like to get his GoFundMe if I can. And let me look for it real quick because it's very, very important. I gotta put that in the chat right now. And I have to make sure it's the first pinned comment on this video. Get well of hands. And like I said, and it all falls into what I'm talking about as well, because we never know what's gonna happen. We never know when sickness, death, prison is gonna hit us. So while we out here, we gotta maintain. And I don't know if I could find it right now. But I'm going to definitely find it for you and make sure that it's the first pinned comment on this video. So I want to say get well to Brooklyn Hands. And I thought I'm looking at somebody's platform that I thought had it up. So let me see if I could find it before we go. Because it's important that, I put that out there. I can't, talk about Brooklyn without talking about Hands, using my platform any way that I can to bring awareness to his ailments and, hopefully get him some assistance via my platform. Damn, I can't find it. It'll be the first pinned comment because I'll find it after the fact. Hold on, because it's important. I can't just log off without finding that. That's just too important. It's too important. I can't just let it. I can't log off without putting that up. I will feel. There we go. I found it. Okay, cool. I found it. So, it takes a lot to humble yourself and ask the public for help. But, I guess this is his last resort. So that's the GoFundMe right there. And it'll be the first pinned comment. So shout out to Brooklyn Hands. Get well. BK need you. And I would like to read the story if I could. This fundraiser, GoFundMe, was put together by his wife. He's raised over $7,000. His goal was $5,000, but let's keep it going if we could. So I'm gonna read a little bit of it if I can. Thank y'all for receiving this. This is kind of impromptu. I don't want to make nobody sad, but fuck cancer. But it says in March of this year, 2023, my fiance Douglas Bell, that's Brooklyn Hands, was diagnosed with kidney renal cell carcinoma. After we found that out, we were pregnant with our rainbow baby, Miss Serenity. We were told that he will have a simple surgery that would make him cancer-free with no chemo or radiation therapy. So we were hopeful until May when he kept saying his chest was hurting and that he couldn't get up. He needed me to help him because he lost the movement in his arm due to having a chest pain. I took him to the ER, and there we were told that the cancer had traveled from his kidney to his lung. So I just wanted to read a little bit of that for y'all. And this took his cancer from being a stage 1 in March to stage 4 in May. So I just wanted to say to y'all, man, like, we never know what's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen. Life is very, very short. And shout out to Brooklyn Hands and anybody who might have lost somebody, a loved one, to this wacky ass disease. And shout out to Brooklyn Hands. So if you could find it, $1 counts, $2 count, whatever you could give. All right, so with that, man, I'm Doggie Diamonds, and I appreciate y'all. The first pinned comments will be about Brooklyn Hands. Until next time, I'll be back. I'll holler at y'all later on. Peace. Thank y'all. Peace.
Doggie Diamonds did this.